Welcome to Durbanville Hills. The cellar that you see behind me is 11 years young. We started building back in June 98 and the first harvest was back in January 99. The cellar is a joint venture between Distel, which is a leading wine and spirits company in South Africa, 8 of the leading farmers in the area, and 5% of the shares are actually in a workers' trust for all the workers on the farms. We've just finished the harvest, and at this stage I'm normally writing harvest reports, but this year we decided to do it differently by actually bringing you into the vineyards, into the cellar, and show you how we do it. I think the best way to explain to you what we really are about and what influences our winemaking is to go back into the tasting room. We've got a big map up there where I can show you the influence of ocean, aspect, and especially wind. Famous landmark Durbanville, the Durbanville Hills in the Cape Flats. Some of the landmarks we have close to us that we always say from the hills we see afar. We can see the flat top of Table Mountain. We can see Robben Island over there. The very important factors in the area is the Atlantic Ocean, which is very cold, brings in nice cool air at night. And then during the day we've got two winds. We've got the southeasterly, also known as the Cape Doctor, keeps our area and the vineyards very, very healthy. And then we also have the southwesterly wind that alternates with the southeaster, which is even colder and spills in as cold air into the area. This gap between ourselves and Table Bay on the side is around about 11 kilometers. This is obviously sea level. And if you look at the top there, that's about 360 meters above sea level, where we do have vineyards. Some of our best of your Blanc comes from there. So the steep rise in altitude plays a big role in the quality of our wines as well. But on that side behind me we've got Falls Bay, where we get the southeasterly from, and also the southwesterly that comes over the hills. Table Bay and Table Mountain is right behind me. You can see if you look at the bottom, we come up from about 100 meters above sea level, all the way to about 380 meters above sea level on top. The spot we're standing in is actually very good to show you what the area is about, what we plant where. We normally go up on the higher slopes with the Sauvignon Blancs, where they're exposed to the cool winds. And varieties like Merlot will be planted right in the bottom where the soils are a lot richer and with higher water retention. The Pinotages we normally plant on the outside of the valley, where it's slightly warmer, and that's also one of the factors that we have is that it tends to ripen from the outside of the valley towards the inside where we're standing now. Okay, the Durbanville Hills region is situated in the winter rainfall region, where we get anything from about 300 to 350 millimeters per annum. Down in the bottom we have our yellow and red clay soil types, which is slightly deeper with big water retention, which is very good for Merlot. The Sauvignon Blanc grapes on top doesn't have such a high need for water, so the grey shale that acts like a sponge, also maintaining water, is actually perfect for it up on the hills. The decision on when to pick is made after the farmers have brought in berry samples from the vineyards. They bring it into the cellar where it's analyzed chemically, and according to that I will decide whether it's time to go out to that specific vineyard block to go and taste the berries, see whether the pips are ripe and whether there's sufficient color on the red wines. Basically done like this: you bite into the berry, check the pip for brownness. If it's still green, we're not happy, and then chew into the skins and make a little mark on your hand. And the color there is a good indicator whether it's ripe or not. We normally start picking in the last week of January, all the way till mid-April. The guys on the outskirts of the valley start picking their whites first, and when they start picking their reds, the guys on the inside of the valley normally start picking their whites. We pick the white grapes as far as possible in the morning, while they're still firm and crisp. With the red grapes, it's not that important. We can pick them the whole day, because they're not that temperature sensitive. Grapes are picked with tractors with small little 4-ton loads, so we get them into the cellar at very regular intervals after picking. 2009 vintage, in contrast with the rain-interrupted 2008, was a very, very easy vintage. We had cool climate straight through, and although some of the areas complain about heat waves, we found that a couple of warm days just helped us to get higher sugar levels and proper ripeness. On the wine side, the Sauvignon Blancs I'm very excited about. We've got nice green flavors, typical of a cool season, and it's backed very nicely by tropical flavors, sort of winter melon backing it. Chardonnay itself, it's such an easy varietal. We had peachy pear flavors as usual. On the red side, the star is probably Merlot with nice chocolatey, minty flavors. Pinotage is great. Cool season always gives us more Pinot Noir flavors than the actual old Pinotage flavors. And on Shiraz, we've got a very nice combination of pepperiness combined with very nice juicy fruity flavors. The Chardonnay grapes have been crushed outside. The settled juice from the back has been transferred to tanks on the side here, inoculated with yeast, and from there it's transferred into the barrel where the fermentation takes place. We're here in the Chardonnay cellar. It's a very, very exciting time of the year. It's the one chance that you actually have to see an active fermentation in process. The sounds in the background is the carbon dioxide escaping from the barrels. And what's happening on the inside is sugar is converted into alcohol. Very nice flavors are released and heat is generated. The cellar temperature in here is about 6 degrees at this stage. We bring the temperature down in order to cool down the barrel, and the barrel then actually prevents the wine from warming up too much. So the temperature up here can be manipulated to wherever we want it. And in the bottom we've got a separate cellar for the red wines where it's kept at a very, very stable temperature, around about 12 degrees. This brings to an end our first visual harvest report, one of many more to come. And pretty soon we'll be reporting on biodiversity and wine initiative. And then we'll have real fun pairing fine wine and food.